What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Back with some Warhammer 40k Space Marine Part 2. Well, this is Space Marine 2 Part 2. My brain just broke a little bit. I'm sleeping well. Well, that's a thing to see when you wake up.
Praise the Emperor.
I like his little loincloth.
The wound was fatal. You survived only through the Rubicon surgery. We remade you. You are a Primaris now.
Why?
Lord Calgar issued the command himself.
Is he here?
Gone. Summoned by the Primarch.
I must get back to the Watch Fortress.
You have been reassigned.
My place is with the Death Watch.
The Inquisition can find no stain on you, Titus. Accused of heresy. You have served penance in the Death Watch for almost a century. And not once have you faltered. But you will never know redemption until you have faced the judgment of your brothers. Prove yourself to us and know true absolution. What is your life?
My honor is my life.
What is your fate?
My duty is my fate.
What is your fear?
My fear is to fail.
What is your reward?
My salvation is my reward.
What is your craft?
My craft is death.
What is your pledge?
My pledge is eternal service.
Bum, bum, bum. So, as I understand it, when he said the Rubicon surgery and the Primaris, essentially what that is...
The Rubicon surgery has remade you as a Primaris Marine. You are now stronger, faster, and more resilient. You will take your place as an Ultramarine once more. Your brothers will know that you served in the Death Watch, but your dishonorable status as a Black Shield has been redacted from the archives. Should it be discovered, there would be questions. Lord Calgar has offered you a second chance. Do not taint it.
As I was saying, as far as I understand it,
Sergeant Ventia, brother.
the Rubicon surgery and the whole thing about a Primaris, he was essentially a Space Marine classic, and the surgery turns him into like the second generation or the new version of a Space Marine. You know, again, he's like, they're stronger, faster, etc. You know, because the surgery and everything that goes into creating a Space Marine was advanced at some point. Hence, now he is a Primaris. Oh, and also when they said the Primarch, again, for anyone who doesn't know their Warhammer, the Primarch is pretty much the head of a chapter of Space Marines. Their gene seed or DNA, the Primarchs were created by the God Emperor, and then their DNA and gene seed and everything was then used to create every Space Marine of their chapter.
My lord, Lieutenant Titus reporting for duty.
Have Sergeant Gadriel report to the bridge. How are your wounds?
Oh, this Irish dude.
I'll be straight with you, Titus. I have my reservations about your reinstatement. There could be questions, suspicions. I cannot afford discord among the men. Not now. You're a lieutenant now. Will that be a problem?
No, Captain.
Very well. We're facing a Tyranid splinter fleet. They engaged us on 2 planets. Avarax, a hive world, and Kadaku, which you already know. We're abandoning the latter. It's mostly Adeptus Mechanicus research facilities. We're evacuating critical assets and personnel. These defense guns are keeping the skies clear for our ships. The Tyranids have taken note. Get down there and protect those guns.
Captain, you wish to see me?
Sergeant, this is Lieutenant Titus. He'll be taking over command of your squad.
Sir,
I expect you on the ground within 30 minutes. Dismissed.
If you're wondering, there is an option to have
Lieutenant,
characters
forgive
wear
my
their
hesitation.
helmets.
I am merely surprised by this development.
As am I.
I just have it turned off.
Sergeant Gadriel, the Absolver is ready to depart.
Brother Chiron, this is Lieutenant Titus. He will be leading our squad.
Is that so? Well, I shall be glad to have a commander of such experience.
Is the rest of the squad ready?
Already assembled on the flight deck.
Good. We leave immediately.
What was I saying? So yeah, I believe once we go planet side and start doing the mission, you can actually have all the story characters wear their helmets. I just have it off, just for a little bit of easier recognition of who's who. Trying to think, was there any other... I mean, you mentioned the Adeptus Mechanicus, and we'll talk about them more when we see more of the Adeptus. Hive World. Essentially,
What is our assignment?
if I remember correctly, Hive Worlds are planets that hold hive cities, which are just massive cities that act like hives, essentially, for human beings.
Held out this long.
Like most things in the Warhammer world, they suck.
Brothers Lirio, Altarius, and Elian make up the rest of our squad.
Have any of you faced Tyranids before?
Only these past 2 days.
Then there is much to learn.
I look forward to it.
Ordnance deployment. Path obstructed. Stand aside.
Pity the effects of virus bombs.
Sergeant,
Brothers, we are joined by Lieutenant Titus.
welcome, brother. We are yours to command.
We leave immediately.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Well, this is awkward.
Sir, You served in the Death Watch.
Yes.
That must have been a great honor. It's a privilege to serve with you.
Approaching drop zone.
Let's go.
See, if I remember correctly, it's...
You see those service studs? Our lieutenant is over 200 years old. He couldn't have been born a Primaris.
You're right.
And now he has your command.
If I remember correctly, generally, when you're made a Space Marine, because they aren't born, they're human beings that have undergone surgeries and genetic enhancements, and etc., etc. But the Marines, I'm trying to remember exactly. But essentially, when you're reborn as a Space Marine,
Major Sarkana, 8th Cadian Regiment.
Major, give me an update.
The wretched beasts have taken the orbital guns. They pushed us back to this encampment and are staging a heavy assault.
Lirio, take Altarius and Elion and remain here to secure the encampment.
Yes, brother.
Major, we must reach the defense guns.
Yes, my lord. Follow me.
essentially each chapter of the Space Marines all kind of have their own fancy. Every chapter is slightly different because they're all born from a different Primarch. So each chapter has some different properties, but then you have a few different classes of. You see the size difference between regular humans and a Space Marine here. Yeah, you see the bowing and everything. It's because the Astartes are almost seen like angels to human soldiers. But they mentioned like the Death Watch and everything. If I remember correctly, moving between chapters is very rare, but there are certain chapters like the Death Watch and I believe the Grey Knights are built primarily of Space Marines from other chapters. They have been removed from their service in one chapter and now serve in the Death Watch, or serve the Grey Knights, if I remember correctly.
My lord! Intelligence reports multiple swarms closing in!
Direct us to them.
Sending coordinates to your Auspex display.
What it's actually kind of cool that that this is a Cadian regiment of the Adeptus Militarum.
Can you hold the enemy in place
Wait, Adeptus Militarum? No, it's the oh my god, my brain is blanking on what the Warhammer word for it. These just regular foot soldiers. Is it Imperium Militarum? My brain is breaking. I'm sorry. Whatever. She said she's from the Cadian 8. Oh, wait. There we go. My cat was on my desk at this point and was standing in the middle of the screen. Yeah, I had to remove him. But yeah, so the Cadians are one of the few actual regular infantry that the Space Marines kind of respect, because they come from a planet that I can't remember if it was, I want to say it was Tyranid and not Orc, but essentially they stood their ground and fought for the Emperor and everything. They're highly honorable, and they have very, it's one of the few people other than themselves that the Marines actually have a respect for. me what, I saw a, I was watching something last night. Somebody was talking about a story from one of the books where an ultramarine, a salamander, another chapter of Space Marines, and Acadian soldier were all on a planet, and they had to survive and find their way to, get extracted. And you actually see the different ways that the different chapters of Space Marines view humans. The salamanders are one of the few, is pretty much the few Space Marine chapters that really respects human beings.
Everyone at this base owes you their life, my lords.
The Emperor protects.
We must proceed through the jungle to reach the orbital defense guns. Brother Lirio, assist the Acadians while they establish new defensive lines, then report back.
Yes, Lieutenant. It will not take long.
God, those transitions are really weird. There's a few of them in this game, and I'm not a fan of those.
This must be where the swarm originated. These abhorrent husks are everywhere. Living, organic machines.
Indeed. Their ships, these pods, all of it.
Their very existence is heresy.
We shall thin their numbers today, brother.
But as I understand it, like, the salamanders actually kind of respect humanity. They're like, we're stronger than them, therefore it's our job to sacrifice and put them in their survival first. And then you have the Ultramarine, who kind of respects humanity by essentially going, we're stronger, we stand on top of them, therefore they should obey us entirely so we can keep them safe. It's...
Do not stop moving.
I don't know where I was going with that. I don't know. I find the whole Space Marine thing just absolutely, in their views on humanity in this world, just absolutely fascinating. Yeah, kind of like what I was saying about the Cadians, though. There are multiple stories of different Space Marine chapters respecting the Cadians. There was one I remember.
Another one.
It was a Acadian general. Oh, this is really obnoxious because I couldn't tell. Like, what I'm supposed to do with the stick? You're supposed to spin it to make him let go. But it was a Acadian general talking to two Space Marines, and he's essentially saying that we're hungry, tired, everyone's exhausted, hungry, tired, they barely got any ammunition left or whatever. And he's saying this to these Space Marines, and one of them's kind of like, oh, so you're complaining you won't march? Because again, the entire point of the human infantry in Warhammer is really supposed to be you run into the meat grinder. You are expendable. 100%. It's kind of where the Space Marines are super killing machines. It's, the Militarum is just throw numbers at the problem and eventually it goes away. But the Space Marines look at the guy and go, "Oh, so you're just, you guys aren't going to march, you aren't going to fulfill your duty to the Emperor?" And the general's like, "Oh no, we're Cadians. We'll march. We'll go to the, we'll go to the mat here." But essentially, it's do your job. But essentially, he's telling the Marines, do your job quickly. Therefore, the majority of
The enemy numbers are not insignificant. The Acadian 8th will have to do better.
You're familiar with this foe, brother?
I am.
How do the Tyranids compare to other Xenos?
They are an unrelenting plague, but they are cunning. The controlling influence of their hive mind makes them... Tread carefully. The spores detonate when threats draw near.
Then let us take the advantage and destroy them.
I can't remember how he said it exactly, but essentially it was, do your job quickly so that the majority of us can continue to serve the Emperor and, you know, complete your mission so that essentially our sacrifice isn't wasted. He's like, you know, I'll throw my life away. That's fine. That's what I'm supposed to do. It's just you guys better do what you're supposed to do and complete your damn mission so that our sacrifice isn't worth nothing. To which the Space Marines go, okay, you know what? That's respectable.
Who did you serve with before this one?
I served the Emperor elsewhere.
The Death Watch?
Yes.
I hope I too will share that honor one day.
Resupplying.
Reloading weapon.
Emperor, damn these vermin. We need to get through.
Eliminate them, then proceed. One moment, brothers. My thanks for the assistance. Reload!
The most direct route is through the swamp. Let us proceed.
No. The swamp will be infested with Xenos. There is a bunker straddling the riverbed. We will cut through there.
But that will add considerable time. Surely we...
We will not trade strategy for expediency.
As you command.
Lieutenant, Captain Akaran has given us new orders. You must proceed alone.
Understood. Thank you, Lirio.
See you on the Resilient.
I still prefer the heavy bolt pistol. It reminds me of the Boltok from, Gears of War.
The orbital guns. Reloading.
Getting swarmed. God, that's awesome.
Changing magazine. Restocking.
Reinforcements!
They never learn.
You know, this is not the best shooter I've ever played. Doesn't have the best melee system. But there's just something inherently satisfying about this game. When I say it doesn't have the best, it's not the best shooter or the best, you know, I'm not knocking the game because it's very solid. What it does well. I'm just saying, you know, if I want a really good third-person shooter experience, still my go-to is Gears of War, the original trilogy. The others are fine, but the original trilogy I think is where it's really at.
I love the elves.
But it's still really fun.
No, Lord. Never!
We've locked them in. We can do no more.
Open the gate.
Yes, my lord. Open the gates.
And I gotta say, one of my favorite things about this game is the sound design and just the way shooting the guns feels. Like they feel heavy and chunky, like I think a bolter should.
Another wave. We can't hold them.
You will serve your emperor, soldier.
Into position, men.
Do not let them surround you.
Yeah, that won't end well if you let them surround you.
Get up here. Take them down. Frag grenade out. Reload. Are you not the Lord Castellan soldiers? Fight, damn you! Where is that Cadian spirit I imagined? Changing magazine.
Damn, I love watching these things try and like climb the walls.
Frag grenade deployed. Need ammunition. Throwing frag grenade. Reload.
I don't know, there's something about me that I just cannot the duels with these Tyranids, I cannot get the counters.
Reloading weapon. Changing magazine. War gear prime. Face the Emperor's wrath. Grenade out. Reloading. Everybody inside, now!
Yes, my lord!
Should we not eliminate the remains of the swarm? There will always be more. We must focus on taking down the hive ship.
All right, my dudes. Looks like this one's coming to an end. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll pick up here in the next one. Social media in the description. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you all in the next one. But until then, guys, I'm out.
Never seen orcs do that. Makes them easier to kill. You have yet to see the worst of them. Oh, I look forward to it. Well.